Throw a slack, you fucking moron!
Well, welcome back, everybody, to Screen Share, a movie podcast about a guy who just can't stop. My name's Adam, and I'm here, as always, with Calder.
Hello. I think that was like kind of a level up from the last time.
Was it?
It was kind of like a misdirect. It's like, well, and you're like, he's going to hit a well, and then he says, welcome.
Well, yeah, I threw a couple
like
more wells to throw you off, and then we come in with the welcome.
Wow, that's crazy.
And of course, the man I was talking about can't stop. What did I say? Killing people? I don't know.
What?
You know what movie we're talking about because it's in the title and the thumbnail.
Oh my God, he's immediately angry.
I'm losing it. Yeah,
John Wick 2.
We're
you
back
should say
with
the
our
title at the very least.
second episode of the new gen. And we're excited to do it. But before we get into that, did you see that Jays game last night? Is kind of the first thing.
Wow, look at this sportsman. I did.
Yeah.
Well, I was a Halloween haunt.
Whoa.
And
did you get spooked?
No, because they make you pay extra for the mazes now. So we just like hit the rides, but we hit some of the big ones. Leviathan,
Of course.
Yukon Striker,
Okay.
Italian Job, which is now stunt action something ever since Paramount stopped sponsor or like owning Wonderland.
Interesting.
Vortex.
Okay.
There's another one. Oh, the one that goes through the mountain, Thunder Run.
Thunder Mountain or Thunder? No, Thunder Mountain.
Thunder
is
Mountain's
Disney.
in Disney.
Okay.
It's Thunder Run,
which is
it's probably
I think just a Thunder Mountain.
A little bit. It's kind of a rip,
okay.
but it's definitely not as good as Thunder Mountain.
Okay.
And then I think there was one more. But
Can I
don't
be
remember.
honest?
Yeah.
I've been to Canada's Wonderland probably like, not that much, but maybe like 6 or 7 times in my life, and I've never been on a single one of the ones you mentioned.
You've never been on... Well, the Vortex is the one where you're like...
Hanging.
The track is above you,
Yeah.
and then the thing's under. You've never been on that one?
No.
How does this help?
Yeah, going like this helps me understand the roller coaster.
And
yeah,
I
I just was a little too scared, I think. I've never been a huge roller coaster person. I think now... I haven't been to a theme park in like probably years
Sir,
before
it's
the
an
pandemic even
amusement
started.
park. There's no theme.
Yes, Canada's Wonderland. It's an amusement park. You're right. But like, I've never been to a place with roller coasters in a very long time.
I think
So,
your
like-
best chance was the Star Wars world, but I think they kind of shut that down.
Well, it's not shut down. It's not shut down. It's still there. It's just, why would I go to Florida right now?
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
But also, they don't really have a roller coaster in Galaxy's Edge, as far as I know. They kind of have more of those like experience rides,
Which I hate.
I like them once in a while. Once in a while, there's a good one. But when that's all you're getting, it's like, I don't want to do 5, watch a screen while I sit in a plastic car.
I mean, one of the best ones down in Florida, because at one point I went to Disney World, and then I have also gone to Universal. So
Same.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to show off here, and I know you're trying to like match me.
Universal once, but Disney
Well,
World
I've been twice, so I'm a little better than you, but it's okay.
fair.
The Mummy
That
is
is the mark
my
of a
favorite
man.
one.
Is
How many times you've been to Universal?
Studios?
I think the Mummy is my favorite one out of the lot.
Yeah, of like
The Mummy is just
experience
crazy.
rides, that one is like.
But it's
that
not
one's
even
also
experience.
actually a roller coaster.
Yeah, that's why, because it's like a themed roller coaster instead of like, hey, look at this LED screen while you kind of shake a little bit.
I think the Disney comp for that ride is Expedition Everest. But I honestly, I loved Expedition Everest when I went on it years and years and years ago. I honestly think the Mummy, I liked Expedition Everest more than the Mummy because the Mummy scared me a little bit. But I think the Mummy ride might have been better. I think it was like, it did more.
The Mummy ride is good.
Yeah.
Like, it's legitimately good.
I remember like looking up at the ceiling and like flames went down the walls or something, and
Yeah.
like I think my kid brain was like, oh, they tricked me into getting on this roller coaster so that they could kill me. Whereas on Expedition Everest, I was like, oh, there's a pretend Yeti over there.
Ah!
You know, but
there was a moment on the coaster where I thought I was Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's just how the world works. You didn't have that?
No, I thought I was a little boy pissing his pants. I didn't actually piss my pants, but I thought I was.
You were this close.
I was this close. It started to go up out of my pee-pee, and then I slurped it back in.
Oh. You gonna cut that, or?
No, I think I have to live with the consequences. But there was a while where going to Galaxy's Edge was like my number one goal.
I remember.
Not anymore, really. Mostly because a few reasons. One, I just like from what I've seen of it, I think I'd have fun
like a
for
big
maybe an hour and then probably be like, well, I've done it. Two, very expensive.
Yeah.
Like the main thing I'd want to do is the build your lightsaber experience, and that's like a lot of money in itself, and it's a worse lightsaber than you can get elsewhere.
And some of these places are selling like 1 for 4 lightsabers.
Yeah. Buy one, get 3 free.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the main reason is, I don't really want to go to the U.S. in general, but particularly I wouldn't really want to go to Florida right now. But the other reason is like, at the time, it didn't really seem like that big of a deal. Now it kind of does. They really took a gamble being like, we're making Star Wars World for the first time, and we're just going to make it fully 100% centered around the sequel trilogy and their characters and their...
Oh, is it? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, like Kylo Ren's walking around. They have like a Rey walking around.
I would beat that guy up. He is not a good guy.
Kylo Ren. Dude, did you hear about the Adam? You probably didn't. So Adam Driver did an interview within the past week or so where he said that he pitched an idea for a film to Disney after The Rise of Skywalker that was like, he didn't get into details of what the plot was, but essentially it was going to be called The Hunt for Ben Solo, and it was going to be a thing of like, seemingly like Rey was going to like, through the Force and through like their Force dyad connection bullshit, was going to like find a way and thank you so much. Olivia just brought me breakfast. That's incredible.
Ooh.
I don't want them thinking that I'm some kind of maid to you.
She's not a maid. She's a generous, beautiful woman.
On the record, men evil. On the record, men evil.
Okay, everybody get that?
She's an SAHM. Stay-at-home mom.
Oh, I thought you spelled sham for some reason. So it seemed like there was going to be something where like Rey finds Ben Solo through the Force, finds out he's like alive through the living Force or something, and like blah, 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 shit happens. Whatever. The idea is like kind of whatever. I'm sure it could be executed well. I'm sure it could be executed poorly. But he got Steven Soderbergh on board. Mm-hmm. And they both went to Lucasfilm and were like, this is an idea we had. We both want to do it. Do you like it? And Lucasfilm went, that sounds great. We would love to do that. And then they went, awesome. Now we've got to go to Disney. They went to Disney and Bob Iger went, I don't really get it. And it got shut down.
And I also saw a headline where like David Fincher had pitched a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. They also had Guillermo del Toro on for a movie at one point. Like they're
just fumbling.
It's becoming abundantly clear that Lucasfilm has kind of been fine, and like a lot of the decisions. So they've been very reactionary. Disney has they go, oh, people hate the prequels. We're going to stay as far away from the prequels as possible for the sequel trilogy. Then they're like, oh, people reacted poorly to The Last Jedi. We're going to completely 180 from The Last Jedi. Oh, Solo didn't do very well. We're going to cancel any ideas we had for Solo follow-ups, and we're not doing any more anthology movies. Then people like react poorly to Rise of Skywalker. They're like, okay, let's move away from that. like streaming movies or streaming services start to do well, they're like, what if we only did streaming shows? And then streaming services start to go down, so they're like, what if we did a movie of one of our streaming? It's like they're just so, it's so frustrating that they fumbled so hard. Anyway, enough Star Wars talk. But
a movie I
Adam
won't
Driver
be watching in theaters is Mandalorian and Grogu.
I will be watching it in theaters, but probably once.
Anyway, Adam Driver's not in John Wick,
No,
as far as I know. Maybe he's a stunt double. Maybe he gets killed. I don't know. But
I was just gonna say that's news that has come out, and I'm bummed about it. Although it's kind of giving vibes of the Deadpool test footage being leaked, where like there's a few things happening that seem to be like they're trying to get public support so that they can
actually do them.
And here's the thing, at this point I'm like, I used to be like, no, don't make it. I don't want you to sully Star Wars' good name with bad content. And now I'm like, dude, if you got an idea for something, just make the shit.
I mean, it's been sullied already.
For a hit. Exactly. It's like, anyway, enough about that. Maybe we can rewind to my initial question that wasn't really talked about because you went to Halloween Haunt. So I'm assuming you didn't see the Jays game. You didn't. No,
I watched. So I was watching a bit on my phone, and I saw the 6th inning where they scored like 9 runs. Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Also when and people were freaking out around the park.
Yeah, I started watching when it was tied 1-1. I was playing some games with my brother. Shout out Matt. He was a little bummed that Steven got such a long shout out and he didn't get any.
You have a brother?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know about him.
Yeah. He's kind of MIA. I was about to start singing.
Sometimes I be sipping on trains. Every time I'm popping my game. You know that song?
No.
Paper Planes by MIA.
Do you know I go MIA? I'm a go, I go MIA.
I don't listen to stuff like that.
Okay, that's Cat's Eye Show.
I mean, I've heard that song, but also like,
yeah,
I don't really listen to like a bunch of girls yelling at me. Yeah. That's bad.
Are they yelling? I mean, they are gnarly a little bit. They're kind of yelling.
Yeah, they're like, you're gnarly, and I'm like, what?
Boba D. Fried chicken. Party in the Hollywood Hills. You know, that's kind of the classic. Yeah. Sure. But yeah, so I started watching when it was 1-1. Then they got up to 2-1. It was like, whoa, maybe we can pull this thing away. And then it was just like one after another, big like grand slammer.
2-run home run.
First pitch
getting the
grand
boys
slam
around the bases
in World Series history.
Addison Barger. He's the hero.
So anyway, very exciting.
I'm feeling good now. Yeah. And we got some good pitchers. So, yeah. Gosman, Bieber, what's his name? Scherzer?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They do still have Shohei Ohtani, so.
Well, that's the other thing. Shohei Ohtani, like, it was so funny because I was on with Matt and I was like, I'm pretty sure I know this, but I just want to confirm. Shohei Ohtani's like fully in the GOAT conversation already, right? And he was like, oh yeah, he's been in the GOAT conversation. And then he came up to bat, got a homer, and left. And it was just like, okay, cool.
No,
that's just what he does.
He's scary.
Yeah.
But I think we're playing some good baseball right now, so.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I love it, especially in Canada, considering I mean, it's less so in hockey. We've got a few, but I feel like in basketball and baseball, when the team is doing well, the entire country is like all together, and it feels pretty cool.
I mean, you know, maybe Quebec is still kind of pissed because of the Expos, but
maybe, but
maybe they're holding out on us.
Although they've never really wanted to be a part of Canada anyway, so.
Hey, maybe that's for another That's for our political podcast.
Maybe next year or next episode we'll have a podcast all about the independence of Quebec. But maybe not. Also, I've
got some good viewing for you. It's called Constantine. It's about the Quebec. It's like, you know, kind of a Marvel movie, but it's really about Quebec separatism, if you read it that way. Okay. Anyway, John Wick 2, a fascinating little film here.
John Wick Chapter 2, sorry, if we're okay being real about it.
Here comes Mr. Trademark. This guy loves trademarks. He's over here and he's like, oh, give me more trademarks. Give me more copyrights. Ugh. But John Wick 2, the production was a little rushed. I think I mentioned this a bit on the last episode. Because the first one did well, and it was surprising. So they're like, fuck, we gotta figure it out. We gotta do a second John Wick now. Keep the blood pumping in the franchise. Kind of in a way that, like, I think it was seen kind of as similar to, like, those 90s horror movies where it's like, Scream does well. Now we gotta do Scream 2 and 3. But there is a bigger gap because this is like 3 years later, which I think you can kind of have a bigger gap with action movies just as opposed to horror movies, just because, like, it's a different genre, it's a different audience, whereas like horror movies are more young people focused, where it's like young people, you want to get them watching Scream when they're in there. Like, if you see it at 15, you kind of want to have them watching when they're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Yeah.
But
I feel like John Wick is a little more like universally, I guess, marketable.
Well, it's just like, it's a more, not like emotionally mature, but just like mature in terms of age audience, generally. Like, older dudes go to see action movies more than younger people for the most part, unless it's superhero stuff.
Yeah.
And they were throwing around a lot of plot details, a lot of ideas, gangs, kill the dog.
Well, I feel like especially after the first one, there was kind of a million directions you could have gone.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of open-ended at the end. I'm kind of glad, or well, we'll see where it goes with the rest of the series, but like I feel relatively happy with the direction they went.
Yeah. And I think in the documentary they said that the marker kind of like unlocked the plot for them, because if it's something like he figures out these people actually like shot his wife with a cancer gun or something, it doesn't really fit within the world, and they were like really trying to expand this universe. I think you're muted, but it's okay.
I do kind of wish. Yeah, I did mute by accident. I do kind of wish that they did the cancer gun.
I mean, maybe chapter 5. We'll talk about this. The future expansions.
Not enough movies with cancer guns. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 kind of did it. With
that's true. Ego.
Mm-hmm. But
I think, completely off topic, but I think if we are going to cover Marvel stuff, we either got to do it in phases or we got to do it by character.
Yeah, because I recently just in my own time, did like an Iron Man rewatch, where I did Iron Man 1, 2, Avengers 3, Age of Ultron was kind of the thing I did. So obviously I'm missing a lot in between all those. But like that felt really. Like it was a relatively...
And then you hit Civil War too, and you're probably like there.
Golden. Yeah.
Like, I guess you could...
But then it's like, then you got to do Infinity War and Endgame,
But I don't know. Anyway. So they're like, how do we expand this world without it kind of seeming silly?
Yeah.
And I think the marker does that pretty well. So basically, short plot summary. John Wick, he's back in. Everyone thinks he's back in. Everyone sees that he's back in. And then Santino, a sort of just below one of the people that's one of the leaders of the high table. Mm-hmm. He's like the brother of one of the people on the high table.
Which, as soon as he rolled up, I was like, ugh.
I mean, yeah, he does that pretty well too.
Yeah.
He comes up and pushes the thing towards John, and basically there's like a blood oath because he helped John with his impossible task that is mentioned in the first movie.
Which I was like, oh, they're going to get into details on that. They still don't. They're still pretty vague about it.
And they don't really.
I
but there is an idea for a prequel animated movie that's been thrown around. And his task that he's giving John to kind of close this marker is to kill his sister so that he can then receive the seat at the high table. And then he wants to take over like the Continentals in New York and all this stuff because he's more based in Rome. So John goes, kills his sister. Well, kind of. We'll get into more detail about that. And then he's trying to escape. While he's escaping, Cassian, played by Common, who is surprisingly good.
He's very good. Yeah.
When I saw he was cast, I was like, "What the fuck, fucking Common?" But then he was in the movie, and I was like, "Oh, he's pretty great."
Yeah. For the character he plays, he like kind of plays it perfectly.
Yeah, he's like intimidating, and he's pretty convincing as a physical opponent to John too.
Yeah.
Whereas like sometimes in action movies, you're like, how is Arnold Schwarzenegger going to lose to anyone in any fight?
Yeah.
But they match up pretty well. So she dies. John has to escape. But now Santino tie up loose ends. So no one finds out that he actually hired John to kill his sister.
Yeah.
He's going to kill John Wick. So he puts a bounty on him, 7 million. And then you see, this is where like the world expands. You see the world of assassins kind of get this notification from this. I don't think they were, I'm like 99%, but the telephone operators.
Yeah.
The women, they weren't in the first one, right?
No.
Okay. So you see like the inner workings of this world. And so basically the last half of the movie is John trying to escape.
Maybe I'm misremembering. There's a chance that there was when what's his name? When the
Vigo?
Yeah, when Vigo in the first one like put out his, but I don't think they showed like the inner workings of it.
Yeah.
I think they just showed that he sent something and then that was then sent out.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think the like call center thing was shown, at least not as much as it was in this one.
Yeah. And then the last half of the movie is basically just John trying to escape.
Yeah. And he was in bad shape at many points in the first movie. He's like in bad shape in this movie multiple times.
Nothing quite as, I don't know how this guy's not dead, as when he falls off the roof in the first one and he hits the balcony and then he falls onto the ground, or like hits the dumpster on the ground. You remember that?
Yeah.
Nothing quite as horrible as, like, he gets stabbed a couple times or whatever, shot. But like, I remember watching that in the first one. I was like, that's like unrealistic. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And in terms of the movie success, $40 million budget, 10 million more, which is surprising when you look at how much better this movie looks, how much broader it is, how the action looks, and makes 174, which is basically double what the other one made.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it's the second, in terms of reviews, it's the second best reviewed in the series, including Ballerina. So
It's a second. Okay.
Yeah.
What's the highest? Is it the first
4?
one? 4. Okay. That makes
First is 4th, third is 3rd, Ballerina's last.
Okay.
But also you can't trust reviews. I was looking at a comment thread on the Constantine trailer, and they're like, this is why you can't trust reviews. It has a 46 on Rotten Tomatoes. Because I'm trying to figure out what my kind of wild card after this series is going to be.
Me too.
I'm really putting some thought into it, trying to figure out, do I we keep with the theme? Maybe? Do I do a Keanu movie?
I mean, I feel like we're doing a bunch of Keanu movies in a row. I feel like the point of the wild card break is to break up.
But what if my wild card is Bram Stoker's Dracula?
If you want that. Well, the other thing is the wild card is just whatever you want. So if that's
Bram the
direction you wanna
Stroker
go.
is Dracula.
Yeah.
Do you think that's what he's named
Bram
after?
the Stroker.
Yeah. But it's just not palatable.
Well, you're the Strokler.
That is true. Don't add me on Steam.
No. But what was I gonna say? I was gonna say when I finished this movie, I was kind of like, in almost every way, this movie improves upon the first one.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of, at least to me, missing a little bit of the je ne sais quoi of the first
Really?
one. Just because I think there's something about the first one that, I mean, it's also just through the nature of it being the first movie without the expectation of a franchise, and then the second one setting up a franchise. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, the first one just feels a bit more complete because it's more of a contained story, whereas this is like, there's going to be more after this.
It is an incredibly open-ended ending.
Yeah.
So,
So I do think that in nearly every aspect it improved. I do also think it's trying to do a lot as far as like introducing new concepts and settings and characters, which felt a little bit overwhelming at a point, just because I was like, I've been introduced to about 16 new characters that I'm kind of meant to understand the relationship to John and everybody else. But it ended up by the end not being as overwhelming as it felt kind of during, just because by the end there's maybe like 5 people that are like really important and you need to remember.
it's like, it's John, Santino, Cassian, kind of Lawrence Fishburne, but not really. And then I guess Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
Who, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. But I was going to say that just before this is more of a point we made last episode. We got subtitles for the Russian in this one.
Okay, because I was watching like the disc I had at home. So I didn't know if it was just baked into that or actually baked into Netflix. So I was going to ask you about that.
On Disney Plus for this one, they did. But they had the baked in subtitles. So that
Which
does
is
make me wonder
weird.
if maybe the first one just genuinely didn't have them. But I could have sworn they had.
I'm like
baked-in
90% sure
subtitles.
that they had it.
Because then what's the point?
Well,
Of
I mean,
having, such
we had a
important
conversation about Bob Iger being
That's true.
inconsistent.
Well, I think it's just a thing of like too much work, we don't care, kind of deal.
Yeah. When even like, boys, you're probably like spending like so much on AI, just AI it. Like if it's that special, just AI it. But they're not going to do that, man.
No.
Failures. Sorry.
Failures.
I don't really know how that relates, but
Did you have a specific thing you wanted to jump to next?
I think we should just kind of go. Oh, after this, we go through kind of some characters and kind of like start the plot walkthrough. But the first time I saw this movie, went to the Colossus Theater in Vaughan, the big one with the spaceship on top, with a couple of our friends.
Yeah.
Went to go see it. Came out in January. We went in the middle of a snowstorm. Cuts out right at the subway sequence with Cassian. You don't miss much, but there is something where it's like you're in the D-box seats. The shit turns off. I'm kind of pissed.
Yeah.
I paid D-box. I believe so. I believe we were in the D-box. I think that's the only time I've been in D-box. And I turned that thing all the way up.
You can change the setting on them?
Yeah. Oh, you're a D-box, in front of the D-box kind of Andy.
I like to go in front of the D-box so I feel the vibrations around me, but I'm not in a vibrating chair. It's a little much for me.
You're kind of like the that wife in Ricky Bobby where she just loves the vibrations of the cars.
Maybe.
Have you seen Talladega Nights?
Yeah. I watched it with you.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think character-wise, John, pretty much the same guy.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a ton of character development. And honestly, you're not going to see that much.
Well, you said that in the third one he gets a little too talky for your liking.
Yeah.
I didn't
can pull
notice
up
him being
some
too talky in this one. Hottie like a bag of talkies.
I have some stats on the word said by John, and I'm going to make it into a little bit of a game that we do at the end. But John Wick 1, over under 450 words.
I'd say under 450 words.
484.
Oh, wow. Okay.
John Wick 2, over under 484.
Over.
499. Almost 500.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you the line for the next one, but for the next one, the line's going to be over or under 500. So you can think about that throughout the episode.
I'm assuming it's going to be over, but... And then I think 4 will drop down again. That's my prediction.
I couldn't find the stats on Ballerina. Part of it, I think, is just... This is going to be an interesting conversation for me to bring up. But I think there is a bit of a, like... She's a girl, so, like, this movie, like, doesn't matter as much. And, like, she's not John Wick.
Yeah.
But, like, it in the DNA of the movie, it's a John Wick movie.
Yeah.
And it's successful at being a John Wick movie. She's just
but
a different character.
Like, the girl doesn't matter as much as far as, like, them making it?
Well, as far as, like, the perception of the movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Whereas, like, this is, like, part of the franchise.
I feel like that's kind of similar to, like, Furiosa. Where a lot of people were just like, I don't want to see this, whatever. Even though Furiosa is arguably the best part of Mad Max Fury Road.
And it's good. Furiosa is good.
Yeah, I heard. I remember it coming out and people being like, please, everyone go see this. It deserves to be seen.
Yeah, we should do Mad Max. Anyway, so he's a little talkier in this one, kind of because they have to set up all the stuff. So he's in a couple conversations.
Yeah.
Like, namely... The one with Santino, where they're talking about the marker. There's his conversation with, what's her name? Gianna D'Antonio. And then he talks a bit to, like, Lawrence Fishburne as well. So there's, like, a couple set pieces, I guess, of Keanu dialogue. Mm-hmm. Which is always
he's
fun.
Also, like... He's, like, dealing with people more in this one. In the first one, he's kind of just killing a bunch of people and then finding out information that leads him to the next killing of a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. Whereas this, it's a lot more like him going to people, him, like, setting things up, people coming to him having to, like there's a lot more context that needs to be given by him than the first one. I also feel like a little bit... In the first one, I feel like we jumped a bit more often to Viggo's perspective and Yosef's perspective. We still jump to Santino's perspective a little bit in this one, but not nearly as much. So we kind of are spending more time with John as well.
Yeah. I don't think there's, like... How many moments are there where John's not in a scene? Like, there's not very many at all.
Usually when there is, it's usually a brief scene to set up for when John shows up.
Yeah.
Like, introducing Gianna and, like, Cassian. I just want to call him Common. But, like, Cassian. Like, there's a brief, like, 2-3 minute scene introducing them, and then John shows up. Same with, like, near the end when, what's the guy's name?
Santino,
like, goes to the Continental because he's like, oh, he can't kill me here. I'll just stay here and never leave here. Yeah. Like, we get a very brief scene of him showing up and doing that, but then John shows up. So it's like, I think there's a couple scenes in there, but in the first one, it was a lot more split perspective. Yeah. Where this is, like, fully John's perspective.
It was like 70-30 in the first one, whereas this one's like 90-10.
Yeah.
Anyway, to start with the movie, we open with John with a motorcycle chase, basically.
Yeah. And
one thing that I'd like to point out that Chad Stahelski has mentioned as like a big inspiration is Buster Keaton.
Okay,
And I don't know if you remember, on the building, they're projecting a Buster Keaton movie. And as these movies go on, it's like, it's more and more Buster Keaton. It's more and more like physical comedy, pretty much silent comedy.
Yeah.
Like, because you've seen 4 where he's like tumbling down a staircase. And even in this one, I forgot
Kind of
that
happened here, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that happened. I
like,
kind of
that's a
forgot the
precursor.
whole Italian continental plot.
Yeah.
Like, when I think about the movie, I think about like him killing Gianna, him and Common fighting on the subway, and then like all the assassins going to kill him.
Yeah.
But there is this like kind of interesting expansion, which I think pays off better and better as the series goes on, of being like, oh no, there's like continentals everywhere.
Yeah.
Each one has this kind of like
Godfather type figure.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're going to be safe here, but
yeah, it's like
only
these
if
are
you
the
follow
rules.
But
Yeah.
like Common and John even technically break the rules because they're fighting, and then they smash through a window into the Continental while they're fighting. And the guys
Well, you can
come up.
fight. You can fight. You just can't kill.
But it was a thing of them being like, he came up and he was like, guys, like, you can't be doing this. Go have a drink. I do kind of love that dynamic that the Continental has, where you can have 2 characters like them fighting and like almost killing each other countless times, and then just sitting down for a drink and talking about the like details and context and intricacies of like why they're fighting from the positions they are. I think it makes a movie that's just a bunch of people killing a bunch of people a lot more nuanced, which is why I think the Continental is the most interesting part of these movies to me. But
Yeah. And then they made a show that's a prequel that apparently there's only 3 episodes of.
the whole show.
And Mel Gibson is like the lead of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember hearing that they were doing that and then not hearing anything about that afterwards.
I heard about it like around this time, honestly. Like they started announcing it around 2 or like talking about other projects. And then it came out like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So I think they just didn't like have the story for it. And then we're also kind of like, who would even be in this? And they settled on prequel with Mel Gibson. And a young Winston.
It's also kind of hard to make a movie or a show about a hotel unless it's Grand Budapest.
I mean, they did it pretty well. And even then, they kind of leave the hotel for a little bit. Or the hotel for dogs.
Yeah.
But
Another
Hotel
movie I
Artemis
saw
is a
in
no-no.
theaters.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do dogs in human places as a...
Or just hotel movies. We hit
Oh,
Hotel
wow.
for Dogs. We
Grand
hit Hotel
Budapest.
Transylvania. We hit...
Well, Hotel Transylvania has to be its own series. There's like 4 of them.
That's crazy. I remember
That there's 4 of
realizing
them?
how much money those movies have made.
They make a ton of money.
Yeah, they make so much money. It's crazy.
Hotel Artemis.
Bates
There's
Motel,
one,
I
Bad
guess
Times
we
at the El Royale.
Yeah.
Bates Motel's a show. But we could do
The Sweet Life of
Psycho.
Zack and Cody movie.
Oh yeah, that's essential. I was looking at some like a Wikipedia article about franchises, and some of them were just like Naked Brothers Band. There's 8 movies, and they all came out in 2 years, and I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
But it's really just like a 2-episode TV special that they
Yeah.
also just sold as a movie. Yeah.
Anyway, so we follow this guy on a motorcycle. He's running from someone. John hits him with his car. And basically, at the start of this movie, John is trying to get his car back from Vigo's brother.
Yeah.
Played by Peter Stormare, who you might recognize from the Until Dawn series. And it turns into like one of maybe the most incredible opening action scenes that you've seen, where it's like a dance of cars and John and like bodies and guns, where he's driving, people are smashing into him. Like, I don't even know how you coordinate some of this stuff.
He managed to get Well, first of all, when he hits the biker, or makes the biker hit him, I guess, that guy's got internal bleeding immediately, I think.
I mean, yeah.
But after that, I was like, whoa, that was a crazy opening action sequence. And then it moved on to be like 3 times as long, but not in a like, oh man, this is going on. It was like, this just keeps ramping up.
What the fuck? How is this still happening?
And the main stunt that really blew me away, there were like plenty in that opening sequence, but the main one was the car getting hit while he's like, the front of the car gets hit while he's in it, but the door is off. So like the car that hits keeps going forward. The car he's in is like smacked to the side, but John just stays in the same spot, but just falls to the ground because the car moves out from, like, almost like a tablecloth being pulled out from under a bunch of glasses. He just like stays static on the screen and falls on his side. And I was like, that's a crazy
I don't even know how you do that.
Yeah. I think they've covered that before on like a corridor stunt artists react. And it
there's probably like some
I'm sure
wire
he had
work.
harnesses and shit, but they're not raw dog in that stunt, but like it's still, I mean, they still did it though, and it looks really good.
Which is the thing with this franchise, is like they do it all.
Yeah.
Whereas some other, like Fast and Furious, that's what's so great about Fast 5 is like they actually did the safe thing. Yeah. But once you get to Fate of the Furious, once you get to Fast X, it's like none of it's real, so you kind of don't care.
Yeah.
Or like it's so little of it is real, because like they do explode some cars.
You're telling me that Vin Diesel didn't actually drive off a cliff into a ravine?
No, that's real. That one's real. That one's real.
Hook the rope of a broken rope bridge or whatever the fuck.
Fast X is Fast 9 is a masterpiece though. Yeah, so he gets his car back, and we find that he is basically just trying to get it, like he cares about the car. And even while I was watching, I was like, brother, leave the car. You have too much trouble. But there's a picture of his wife in there, and I was like, rent it again?
Which
maybe?
I feel like kind of just adds to the, like, I guess, myth of John Wick, that, like, we're seeing him kill a bunch of people. We're seeing people be like, the classic, like, it's fucking John Wick's car, that's why. Oh, my bad, I didn't realize it was John Wick's car. It's like, I know the story about him killing people with a pencil, which he does in this movie. The pencil is back.
We love the pencil.
We love the pencil. But, like, they're literally building up this myth of him, and it's like, yeah, he's going crazy just for a car. He's crazy. And then we see the added context, of, like, there's a
They're
picture of his
gaslighting
wife
our
in
boy.
there.
They're like, why would you do this all for a car?
Is the picture that he gets from the car the picture we see burning in the house? Mm-hmm. Okay, I thought so.
I believe so.
That makes more sense as to why he goes absolutely ape shit. But
yeah, and also like, you know, his familial house where his wife once was.
Yeah.
So basically, he gets the car back, gets the picture, goes home, and he has his puppy with him.
Love him.
No name for the dog, which is kind of like a runner throughout the movie.
How do you interpret that?
I think there's part of it where it's like he doesn't want to name the dog because he names the dog and then maybe the dog dies or something. Mm-hmm. And then I think there's the other part of it is like he didn't name the first dog, and he's probably not the guy to give things names. Yeah. Yeah. So it's just kind of like,
but I definitely interpreted it as like I became very attached to a dog very quickly, and then it was killed.
Yeah.
Adding a name's just going to make that harder. And also, he can just say, him saying dog, the dog's going to know that means him.
But also the best trained dog in a pound I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Like, He's
Yeah,
just
just chills
immediately
out with Lance Reddick.
yeah.
I love that Lance Reddick is just standing beside the dog, and John's like, "How was she?" And he's just like, "He's the best dog."
He's a
like,
good
Lance
boy.
Reddick's just like, "I love this dog." Lance Reddick, I think, is like, I always forget his character, and then anytime he shows up, I'm like, "Oh yeah, you might be my favorite one, actually."
It's he passed away, which is sad, but I'm happy they were able to get him 4-4
Yeah.
before he passed away, because like there is something that he brings to it where as like a third tier character,
Yeah.
he's just so important. And like even in this franchise, the third tier characters kind of make it what it is.
Yeah, like
Like-
Aurelio's another one.
Yeah,
Glad he was back in this one.
which I forgot about too. I didn't know that. But I like that, just guys can pop up. Lance Reddick pops up. Lawrence Fishburne, kind of comes in for a little bit. There was also another pitch for like a Lawrence Fishburne spinoff, which I don't know. There's a lot of pitches, man.
I'm sure, I mean, in these executive meetings, I'm sure there's literally pitches for everything they could possibly do.
Yeah.
Just because money is money.
Yeah.
But I doubt many of them ever actually get made. I mean, we had Ballerina was made and Continental was made. That's more than most get. So
That's true. So he gets his car, picture, and then almost immediately Santino shows up at his door with to come in and have a meeting. You can tell they're kind of friendly, but then Santino drops the marker on him.
well, you can tell they're friendly, but you can also tell John's kind of like
It's like, oh, fuck.
a little bit like there's few reasons why you could be here, and he's being cordial until they sit down, and Santino's like, "So I helped you," and John's like, "Please do not, like, please don't."
I like that scene a lot where it's just like, I really don't want you to do this. Like, please don't do this. And that's just all he says. He's just like, no, please, please. And even says no.
Well, that's the thing. I think he was saying please because he didn't want to have to say no, because he knew the rules.
Yeah.
But he was like, I'm going to say no, so please don't ask me because I'm going to say no.
Yeah. But then through the rules of the world, he is kind of forced into completing this marker, which he doesn't even want to complete because I think he likes Gianna.
Yeah. Well, it seems like they're even closer friends than him and Santino ever were. But like to the point that, well, we'll get to the Gianna scene, but
the other big thing that happens with Santino is as he's leaving, we kind of see his groupies, which is headlined by Ruby Rose as Aries. So I think this is probably a good spot to talk about this. There was like an era of Ruby Rose where she was kind of in everything. Maybe I can even like pull up some examples. What do you make of her?
I'm not sure I even have any thoughts.
So let's see.
Like, I
We've
enjoyed
got-
her in the film. I thought it was an interesting kind of like henchman type character.
So basically she's in, or they, I'm sorry, I don't know what her pronouns are, but Orange is the New Black. After that, that's where things start to pop off, because that ends 2016. The next year, XXX Return of Xander Cage, which is another franchise we will be doing, the Triple X series with Vin Diesel. John Wick Chapter 2. She's even in Pitch Perfect 3, The Meg, and then gets on TV as Batwoman
Yeah.
for the first season. I think leaves after the first season, but like hits all the other CW DC shows, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, Flash, Supergirl. And then that's kind of it. Like, that's the end of it. So it's like a 3-year run where, like, almost anything, they'd be like, yeah, give us Ruby Rose.
I mean, I unfortunately think not many actors survive going through the CW
That is true.
superhero tube.
Can't think of one.
What am I? Pipeline is what I was saying. Tube. But like a couple of them have done other things, but it seems kind of like that's a stopping point for a lot of actors.
Yeah. And
Weirdly.
I don't want to, like, I don't know. Like, I think she's got some presence, but there's nothing I really connect to, I guess.
No, I did, like, I was kind of like, oh, this is an interesting, not even an interesting character, because I don't think there's a lot of character there.
I think it's a weird decision to make the character deaf or mute.
Yeah, or just use sign language. Like, they never really confirmed what the reason was, but she uses sign language. And which I think is interesting, and I think that works to develop John's character a little bit, because they have some interesting interactions. He signs back to her a couple times. Like, I think but it felt like they were slowly building something that maybe, like, I mean, I don't know, you would. Maybe she comes back in some capacity?
No.
Okay. So then in that case, when she, like, ends by being like, I'll see you, and he says, sure, then maybe she was communicating, like, you're going to die too, and I'll see you in hell.
I think that's more what it was.
Okay. But, like, it felt like they were kind of building this tension between those two characters. Like, when Santino leaves John's house, they have, like, a lingering eye contact where she's in focus. Then there's a moment later in the Continental where they, like, interact and, like, have this, like, prolonged kind of, like, tension between them. And that happens a few times, and then it doesn't really go anywhere other than them having a fight and him killing her.
Yeah.
So it did kind of feel like a weird kind of character insert.
And in a movie where every character seems to have a relationship with each other, even as, like, John and Cassian, though it's, like, very, like, John doesn't even remember it, but John and Lawrence Fishburne, they have a relationship. It doesn't seem like there's anything really between those two.
No.
And it just feels like, I feel like it didn't even feel like she was kind of an up and coming, like an up and comer.
Yeah.
It just felt like she was kind of there.
Yeah, it which I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but I feel like that's happened before in movies where I'm like, oh, this person's kind of just here
it happens
to be
a lot.
Here. Yeah. And I didn't think her character detracted from the movie. It just felt like it was adding something until it wasn't. Which kind of, probably if you asked me again in a year or two, probably the most forgettable character in the movie, I'd say. And
I think in any other movie, you're kind of like, that's fine. Like in XXX, that's fine.
Yeah.
But in John Wick, where it is built on this deep sort of mythology of people and deep connection between these people.
Yeah.
Even in, like, a professional sense, you're kind of like, what's going on here?
Yeah. I also kind of like, I mean, the character is, I mean, hypothetically, the character's deaf. Like, and they fought at, like, the end of this mirror maze exhibit. Like, I feel like there was something you could have done to, like, give her the advantage in this arena to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
But instead they kind of just fight in a hallway of the mirror maze. So it doesn't even really come into play at all. So yeah, I just feel like there were a few things they probably could have done with that character to make it feel more significant, instead of making the character feel significant without actually being significant. I don't know. Interesting.
It felt
character.
like one of the missed opportunities.
Yeah.
And it's not even like a bad performance thing. I think it's just like this character feels misplaced.
Honestly, kind of. Do you know the character Zori Bliss?
Kerry Russell.
Yes. Wow. I'm actually impressed. Kerry Russell in Rise of Skywalker. Kind of reminds me a little bit of her character, where I'm like, there's something interesting here. But she doesn't really get developed or do anything, except for give our main characters like a bit of a jail free card, like item MacGuffin, Ex Machina, whatever. But like they kind of remind me of each other in the sense that like you see them and you're like, oh, interesting. You have an interesting look. Like whenever you're in a scene, you're kind of drawing some sort of like intrigue. I'm finding it interesting, but doesn't really by the end of the movie feel like you actually got anything out of the character. And both characters that I wish we did. Like I wish that there was more there.
And then there's also like kind of the thing where I got the movie on like 4x speed here just so I can remember some stuff. But there's the thing where he goes to meet Santino again after his house has been blown up.
Yeah.
Drops off the dog at the Continental. And then she stops him and then like pats him down and like
gropes him.
Yeah, and you're like, is this like there's sort of a tension here?
Well, yeah,
or
I thought
is
they were
this
gonna reveal that they had like a previous relationship or something,
Yeah.
or like there was some sort of history there, but no.
Yeah, it's just I think a missed opportunity for me.
Yeah.
In the movie. Everything, and then so John says he's gonna do the marker, whatever. Kind of a sick ass scene where he gets all his equipment because he has just re-poured the concrete when Santino shows up, which is impeccable timing. As soon as the concrete is wet in the ground, Santino
What's
shows
that
up.
actor's name? Peter.
Which one?
Serafinowicz.
Oh yeah, the gun guy.
He was the gun guy. I just love him as an actor almost anytime I see him.
Yeah.
And I thought that like it was such a small role, but he almost seemed like really excited to be giving John guns.
He was like really into it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I really enjoyed his part. But yeah, that whole sequence where like they're kind of cutting between all the different like him getting his suit tailored, him getting like bulletproof fabric, which like what a convenient invention to have in this world, but at the same time, so glad because it just makes the action more dynamic when you're able to be like, yeah, he can be shot a couple times.
And it's not that it doesn't hurt. It's just it doesn't go through.
Yeah, because he even bleeds.
Yeah.
He just doesn't get his abdomen punctured or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that whole
it would have
sequence was
been
a lot of fun.
Would have been quite nice for him to have had that in the first movie, I think. But
yeah, maybe.
What are you gonna do? It's an interesting invention to just be like, we put this little thin fabric in here, and now you're good.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Well,
but I do like
that's the thing. Like we said earlier, like he's kind of at risk of dying more times in this movie than in the first one, even though he has that. So like that's why I like it, because it kind of just conveniently gives them more freedom to do stuff while
it
also
lets the action scenes level up.
Yes,
for sure,
without removing much risk. Because you also know that all of these people are good enough that they can kill him anyway, with even with that. So
yeah, I love the idea of just like you can just shoot him. I also like in the later movies, in 4, he uses it as like a cape a little bit. I don't know if you remember that.
I do remember him like
grabs it and
holding
he's
up
like,
his jacket.
Yeah. And you're like, damn, must have gotten a little stronger because it is just fabric. Like,
yeah.
Anyway. So he gets all his equipment and he goes to Rome. Goes to the Continental. meets Italian Winston. And this is when we get introduced to Gianna and Common.
Which I was like kind of baffled by how quickly Gianna was out of the picture. Like I truly thought that the movie was going to be him going after Gianna. And then the movie was like going to end with Santino like double crossing him and then that kind of setting up the third. But literally he sees Gianna and she's like, "You're here to kill me?" And he's like, "Yep." And she's like, "I guess I'll slip my wrists in the tub." And it's like, oh shit, okay. Which I hate cutting.
Yeah.
I just hate any form of cutting. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to hear the sound effects that movies and TV shows put along with those kind of scenes are almost as bad as the visual.
Yeah.
And she just did it in a way that I hated. She did it slowly and with a really, really big blade. I was like, oh, man. But, that kind of just shocked me where I was like, oh, this is really happening. I have no idea where the movie is going after this.
Yeah. Because the Italian action scene isn't him getting to her. That's easy. No. It's him getting away, which I think is more interesting. Whereas a lot of other movies have it the other way, where it's like he's got to fight through everyone to get to the person that he's trying to get to.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of mysteriously leaves. Whereas this one, it's like, it doesn't take much to get to the person.
No.
Like if you're sneaky enough.
Well, that's the thing. Like they're not expecting an assassination right now. Like they are prepped and have security around, but they're not expecting it. So like, of course he's able to kind of sneak in. It's once they realize that she's dead that of course they're going to be like, send everybody.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense, even though it's much less common than what you said of like fighting through everybody first. So anyway, I find that interesting.
And then I like how he kind of sets up, he's like, hides the guns where he somehow knows he's going to go. It just shows like the level of planning that he has. But she dies. He sees him and Common have their first interaction where Common's basically like, "Are you working?" I
love that interaction.
Yeah. And he says, "Yes." And he says, "Did it go well?" And he says, "Unfortunately."
Yeah. Which just like adds to the character and mystique of John Wick that he's like almost always honest. Even when it's like, if I tell Common that I did a good job today, he's probably going to start shooting at me. And my like whole thing's going to be blown up. But he's not the kind of guy to be like, "No, you might want to check for yourself, but no, I failed." Like
he's like, "I don't know, maybe."
Yeah.
And I love the shorthand of like, "Are you working?" Everyone in the universe of this movie uses that.
Yeah.
It's like
even the cop, that character that is back from the beginning, where it's like, "You working again, John? Goodbye, Jimmy." Like every single time he just cuts him off. But
well, how would he not be working? His house just got blown up.
Yeah. Well, he goes up and he's like, "So gas leak?" And John's like, "Yeah, something like that." And it's like, okay, well.
And this is something that I think the movies then lean into more and more, is like a video gamey element. And you feel it, I think you feel it more starting here, where he's like working his way through crowds, where it's kind of like a Call of Duty is too bad of an example.
Maybe Hitman.
Yeah, it feels like a Hitman game where it's like he has to get through all these people while killing them, but it's like the movie is built in levels. Where it's like level 1 is, I guess level 1 is like him getting the car, but level 1 is like this Italian rave.
Yeah.
And then you have the cutscene. And then level 2 is
it does kind of feel like
the next
it's
thing.
action scene, cutscene, action scene, cutscene is kind of the formula, so it is very video gamey.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it.
And then I guess the next level is basically the subway.
Yeah.
After the hit has been put on him.
Is so fun. I think my favorite sequence is when Common is like up on the higher level.
It's amazing.
They both have their silenced guns and they're kind of like holding them like kind of low, shooting at each other, but they're both missing horribly every time.
Or it's like he's gonna hit him, but he just gets behind the pillar and then it like hits the pillar. The subway scene is great. And spoilers, nothing really happens with the common, if you pull it out, you're gonna die, so leave it in.
Like, does he ever come back?
Not that I remember. Like, maybe I blacked him out of the third one.
Because it did kind of seem like it was a thing. Because he literally smiles as the subway doors close. So it kind of seems like they're setting up for, he'll be back at some point. And I thought he was going to come back later in the movie, but that didn't happen. But I did like John being like, this knife is in your aorta. If you pull it out, you're dead. And just walking away. Like, such a...
But also, like, you could kind of just say that anytime you stab someone.
Yeah.
Stab you in the arm. If you pull it out, you're going to die.
Jugular, actually.
Yeah. It's like, how are they going to know if it is clipping his aorta?
Yeah. I mean, I do also kind of like that you can kind of tell who John likes and respects and tries to kill but doesn't really want to. And Cassian as a character is kind of one of those where, like, if that was maybe almost anyone else, John would have just, like, stabbed him in the head and killed him.
Yeah.
But, like, he stabs him there and leaves him to give him a chance. Because he's like, this will put you out of commission for long enough for me to get away and do the shit that I need to do. But, like, you won't die if you do this right. Like, it's like he gives the people that he likes a chance.
And I think one thing that I liked about this dynamic is that Cassian is like his first worthy opponent. Mm-hmm. He is like on John's level. Whereas in John Wick 1, I guess Vigo is the closest to his level. But
not even really. He's only really on his level because he's like, no guns, John. Like, and
also John is like so fucked up.
Yeah.
By that point. Like he's stabbed. I think he's... Was he shot?
I guess like, Miss Perkins is the closest to being on his level.
But even then, John is like injured. Like if we're talking like, John is healthy pretty much at the start of this movie somehow, even though it's like a couple weeks after the first one. Mm. But him and Cassian on the same level of like health is a pretty even matchup. Mm-hmm. Whereas like him and Miss Perkins she kind of gets him, but he is like in his bed resting. She mostly gets him because,
he was injured and she caught him by surprise. I mean, she literally like punches him in his wound a bunch of times. Like, she knows that she's taking advantage of him being weaker.
And so she's on continental ground, so he's not expecting someone to kill him.
Yeah.
But like Cassian is the first one where it's like these two guys, like it could go either way. It's not going to go Cassian's way, but it could go either way.
Yeah.
Just by the nature of the movie.
Yeah.
But they do a great job of like making it feel like John could die or John is like in such dire straits, like that something horrible could happen. The fear is
less so that John's going to die and more so that like he's going to get fucked up bad enough that he might get like captured or like something else is going to happen or whatever. Like it feels like he could lose. It doesn't really feel like he could. I mean, it always feels like he could die just because he gets so fucked up. But like knowing that there's a third and fourth movie, I wasn't like, oh no, he's going to die. But I was kind of like, he might not get out of this like the winner. So they're very good at that.
And then basically after that is his mission to kill Santino, which is him going through the museum and then him going through the maze mirror, I guess, the Hall of Mirrors, which I don't know how they didn't have the camera in like almost all of those shots. I'm sure
at least to some degree they just like VFX'd it out.
Yeah.
But they also probably did a lot of planning to like plan the choreography and the camera movement to just not have the camera be shown. But there were even some shots where like there was one when he was leaving the mirror area where he was walking and you're kind of following backwards as he's walking towards camera, but then you see
the doors open.
The thing open, and you see like the outside of it, which means that the whole time you were looking at the mirror reflection of John.
You're basically, you're looking through John's eyes.
Yeah. But then it's a thing of like, oh, if we were looking at a mirror the whole time, where was the camera? But like, obviously there's some fucky VFX stuff you could do to make that happen. But like you said, very impressive. It wasn't till like 2/3 through that sequence that I was like, I haven't seen a camera. Not that you would see a camera, because if you could, they would edit it out or not use that shot. But it was just a realization of like,
this is difficult.
Yeah.
They like level up the difficulty.
I didn't even think about the fact that I should be seeing the camera.
Yeah.
It just kind of shows how seamless it was.
Like I was watching a music video the other day, and it was, her name's Win. She recently did a song with Dame Dalla.
Cool.
And one of the shots in her music video is just like in a mirrored elevator. And even then you see the camera guy's knee. And I was like, guys, we couldn't have retaken this. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's so difficult to shoot with mirrors.
Yeah.
Especially when you have them surrounding everything.
Yeah, it's literally in every direction.
But it is, it does show that they like, it's the thing we talked about where it's like, it's leveling up as opposed to like making everything bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
That's the thing. They did make things bigger in this movie by expanding the world, but they didn't, like, the stakes are still John has to kill someone who did him wrong, and we're nervous for John. It wasn't like the stakes are if John doesn't succeed in killing Santino. Well, I guess the stakes were a bit bigger in the sense of like Santino's going to take over New York.
But even then, like, you don't really care. Like,
yeah, it's kind of a thing of like, okay, so if he does that, then John will go after him.
Someone is just like, he's going to come after New York next. And then Winston's like, okay. And then we're like, okay, back to John trying to kill this guy.
Yeah.
Like, it's so quick where it's like, yeah, I guess, like, whatever, he'll take over New York, whatever. But what we actually care about is John's vengeance. Yeah, so there's this mirror fight.
I think after that is when Santino goes to the Continental.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I have no one to protect me anymore. John's coming to kill me. This is the one spot I'm safe. And then John comes in. And it's this weird thing of like, whenever there's someone that I'm like, you deserve to die, but almost more so you deserve to know that you lost. So like in moments like this where Santino's like mid monologue about how John couldn't kill him and then he gets shot in the head by John. It's like, on one hand, I'm like, yeah, what a perfect way for you to go. You completely, your like smarmy cockiness was proven wrong in an instant and you died and lost. But then I'm also like, but he doesn't know that he lost really, because he was mid talking and then died instantly. So I'm almost like, I kind of wish John was like said something like, why don't you eat a big old bag of wieners and then shot him in the head. Like, maybe not. A better writer could probably write something better, but
I'd hope. Maybe there's an argument for him being like, just leaving him in the Continental in sort of like a hell purgatory kind of a thing. Because he goes like,
or just John being like, cool, I'm going to live in the Continental too.
Yeah.
And the moment you leave, I'm killing you.
He's like, you could eat everything on the menu and not eat the same thing for like 100 days or something. Or like a year.
Yeah.
And you're like, so what, you're just going to spend the rest of your life in a hotel? Like, that's, you can't even like go to a different place because John's going to be there.
I feel like if I were John, I'd be like, hey, Winston, I know I can't kill anybody here. Any chance we could like tie him up in a room and just like every day I beat the shit out of him until he wants to leave and then I'll kill him.
I mean, Winston probably would. I think Winston has some favoritism.
Oh, certainly. I mean, the movie literally ends with John being like, why haven't I been killed yet? And Winston kind of being like, oh, just want to quickly show you that literally everyone in this park is on my payroll. and could kill you right
Crazy.
now,
Yeah.
but they're not because I deem it so. Was like his whole thing. It's like, you're not dead because I deemed it so. I can give you like an hour. Which, so first of all, cool that he's like, I'm gonna look out for my boy, whatever. But also he's like, you've got an hour. That's the best I can do. And then John starts to walk away, and within like 1 minute, everybody's getting these texts. It's like, he didn't get an hour. Like, everyone's coming after him immediately. But
Maybe it says like you can't kill him for an hour, but I feel like just send it later. Just send it later.
So that was a bit weird. But I did appreciate Winston being that and doing that way.
There's
being that way and doing that.
I think the one thing about Santino that makes him a good villain, though, is there's kind of like a little, you can see like the little boy in him. Like he's kind of when he's like running around or like getting chased, he's kind of like scared. You can actually feel that he's scared, even if he's saying he's not or acting like he's not.
Well, even
like
when
there's
he's
something
giving
in the body
John
language,
his, like the monologue in the mirror maze, where he's like, you know, John, blah blah blah, and he's like trying to be all like foreboding and tough and intimidating. You see him, and he's like hiding behind the mirror, and he's like, like so scared. Like it kind of, it's like they managed to get the vibe of Yosef, because Yosef was similar, where it's like this guy's a little boy, but like Yosef was very pathetic, was kind of like the main thing about him, whereas Santino isn't pathetic. He's, I think, like insecure, and I think he has like little man syndrome a little bit of like he wants to be this big powerful man. I mean, the whole thing is that he wants to get rid of his sister so he can take what's rightfully his, because he's the eldest boy, you know. But I think there's something about him that is a little more interesting than Yosef. Yosef, I'm literally like the whole time I'm like,
kill him.
You should die, just because like,
even if you didn't do anything to the dog, you should die.
Yeah. Whereas with Santino, I'm like, you are, I don't know. Santino's a little more classic villain in the sense of like, he can do more. Like Yosef is just at the whim of his dad, essentially, in the first one. But Santino has a lot more power, like by himself. He has a lot more that he can do. There wasn't a fight between Santino and John at all, really.
No.
So,
well, because Santino has no shot.
No.
Like,
which I guess Yosef and Vigo didn't really have much of a shot either.
But Vigo does no weapons.
Yeah.
No guns.
So it is literally a thing of like, he is acting as this like big, powerful kind of like mob boss character the whole time, until literally the end, where he's like, I'm hiding and you can't get me. And John's like, yeah, I can. I don't care.
It's like, nana boo boo, I'm here.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I agree that there's something very interesting about his character of like kind of having that little boy in him. It kind of makes him a bit more.
There's a little boy inside me.
There's a little boy in all of us.
And don't tell the police, because every night a little boy eats out my wife. I think you should leave.
Yeah. Right before you said I think you should leave, I was like, I feel like we should say where that's from. Just because it is one of the more crazy lines of that show out of context. All right. I don't have too much more to say about plot or thoughts, unless you do.
I think like the number one thing that is better in this movie is just like every shot feels thought out. Everything feels like prettier. I feel like they shoot New York in a much better way. There's better sets. Like even at the Continental, when John shows up and Winston's in that meeting with the coin maker, and they're like on that balcony, and there's the church behind them and everything. It's like, that's just gorgeous. That's just gorgeous New York cinematography.
Yeah. Which even just that scene is another example of what we were talking about like they could have just had him sitting out on the roof and then John walks up and talks to him. But like having him be in a meeting with some random guy who's like giving him the continental currency and like he's approving the mint of the coin or whatever.
Yeah.
Like something about just having that, even just for a few seconds, does so much to expand and like deepen the lore in the world. And there's so much more of that in this movie than there was in the first one.
Yeah, so I think that's like the number one thing. And I think that only gets better as they get a little more money.
Yeah.
And then just the very last scene where John has his like, I'm thinking I'm back moment.
Yeah.
Where he's like, he says, tell them all I'm going to kill them. Or like, he's basically like, tell them. What's up?
I was just going to say, so you made me make a prediction for this movie at the end of the last episode. I don't know if you wrote it down. I didn't, but I kind of remember.
I listened to the episode.
Yeah, same. So I said essentially that I thought that John was going to get back into it because he had to do a favor for someone from his past that wasn't in the first movie, which is true. But I didn't think that it was going to be a blackmail situation. I said that it was going to be like he had to
like help
do someone a favor, which isn't what happened. But I did say that the movie was going to end with someone being like, you know they're going to be coming after you. And then he'd be like, I don't care, send them all, or whatever. Yeah. Obviously not those words, but that is what happened.
It's like, when you were saying that, I was like, he's not far off.
Yeah, it's kind of, instead of someone telling him that people were going to be coming after him, it was John being like, tell everyone that's coming after me that I'll kill them. Like, so kind of is a similar idea.
It's crazy. That's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah.
But then like shot right into camera, him just saying that, you're like,
I believe him. But then it does get to that thing that we mentioned with Keanu's dialogue delivery where you're kind of like, we're going a little too long on this. Yeah. I do think it's kind of funny that he's so confident, like, send everybody, I'll kill them all. And then within 1 minute, he's like running away, frantic, kind of scared. Like, so.
Yeah. So, over under 500 words, you said over?
For next movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say over probably.
And then I've got one more question before I ask you what happens in the next one, if you're good to sort of wrap up here.
Yeah, I am.
What NBA player do you think is in this next movie?
Oh, I know the answer.
Okay.
It's
Who is it?
Boban.
Okay.
I love Boban.
Boban
Marjanovic, is that's what it is?
Something like that. And then the big question.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, what do you think? One or two? Which one's better so far?
I think we won't officially rank it all till we're at the end of Ballerina, I think.
Yeah.
But as of right now, I think that the second one is better. I think I'd have to rewatch it again because I've seen it once. I've seen John Wick 1 probably like 3, 4, maybe 5 times. So I'd have to give number 2 a chance more, but I do think the second one is better. I still think the first one is my favorite of the two.
I think
but I could
reasonable.
see that changing because there is a lot in this movie that I love. Like I love Common in this movie. I love the Continental expansion. I thought I would love Lawrence Fishburne. I kind of was like,
he's not doing too much.
He's a little weird.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of like he does that like 14 times.
He's like, John, you thought you killed me.
Yeah, and John's like, who the fuck are you? Anyway.
Yeah. And then
but
also when he goes like, you gave me this, I was kind of like, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, it was like a scar
but
on
it was
your
like
neck.
a couple scars on his jug.
Yeah.
But I think he gets more play in the third one though. So what do you think
I'm pretty
happened?
sure I can't remember too much, but I'm pretty sure he's in the fourth one to some extent as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think happens in John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum?
Well, Parabellum. I'm trying to remember how number 4 starts, which Spoiler alert.
It
I
starts-
think it starts with him like in Abu Dhabi or something.
It starts with him in a desert,
Yeah.
and he's riding a
So-
horse, and then he gets his finger cut off.
I think that the next movie is probably just a bunch of fucking people coming after him.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point he realizes this isn't going to stop until I get rid of this, like, it's not a marker on him. It's just a bounty out on him, essentially,
Yeah.
right? Like, I think he'll probably realize, like, I have to get rid of this bounty on me if I ever want to live a life with any sort of peace at all. So I think he'll probably, like, go after the table.
Okay. Going after
in
the
some
high table.
capacity. Which maybe that's what happened in the fourth one. I don't really remember, but I think, like, to some extent, I think he'll go after, like, those in charge to try and, like, cancel this out. I think I do know a spoiler for the next one, simply because it was context I needed to know for
What was it?
the fourth one. That, shit, I'm immediately forgetting his name. Continental guy.
Winston.
From what I understand, he is killed at the end of the third one. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right, but I like, because I think maybe he like stands up for John against someone from the table or something, and I don't know, something
Okay.
like that. I think that's my predictions, but I think it's gonna end with John kind of being like, I don't know. Like, I guess being like, I gotta get a one-way ticket to the desert. Because I know it starts
Okay.
with the desert.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. So, John is trying to get the bounty cleared.
Yeah.
Winston stands up for
Dead.
John,
Yeah. And,
Dies.
And is died.
and John heads off to the desert.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll see.
I guess we'll see. All right. Honestly, I was going to say that we should give our little brief thoughts on chapter 2, but I feel like we kind of did. So,
I mean, yeah, we did. We gave like an hour and a half of thoughts.
yeah,
So.
exactly. So I think we'll call it there. Thanks everybody for listening or watching. If you were on a platform where you're able to watch, I was pretty sure that the video podcast would go up everywhere. But as far as I know, the video podcast only went up on Spotify. And then
I don't think the other platforms do video.
okay. The annoying thing was that the podcast was automatically uploaded to YouTube, but only the audio, not the video. So I need to
that is
upload the
weird.
video separately on YouTube,
Yeah.
which is kind of annoying, but whatever. Thank you everybody for listening. Had a good time. We'll see you next week for John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum. And
Yeah, watch out.
yeah, stay safe out there. Have a I think this episode Parabellum John Wick Chapter 3 won't come out until after Halloween. Oh, but we'll probably record before Halloween. So I'm not going to say happy Halloween. Fuck you guys.
Isn't it coming out like Monday or
This
like
is
4
coming
days?
out on the 27th.
Yeah, that's before Halloween.
But then but John Wick Chapter 3 will
Oh,
come out on the
Parabellum.
3rd. Yeah.
yeah. So have a good Halloween if you're listening.
But the thing is, yeah. Oh yeah. So have a good Halloween.
All right.
That was so complicated.
That's
but it
crazy.
did not need
Yeah.
to be. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for listening.
All
Love
right.
y'all. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
I say piss bag. You say come. Piss bag. You're a little delayed there, but that's okay. That's enough
What
for
do you
me.
mean? I was a little delayed. That's the thing. It's gonna be delayed because we're on Discord.
I'm blaming you, though.
What the hell?
I think it's because
say-
you were leaned
I
back
say-
and you had to lean in to do this, to say...
It was. I said it as soon as I could, as soon as I was allowed.
As soon as I was physically able, I said come. I
Not
promise
physically
you.
able. Let me
Physically
tell you,
allowed.
not physically able.
Not physically labeled. I'm not physically labeled.
No, you're physically labeled as something for sure.
What? Stinky. Okay. All right. You ready to jump
Sorry,
on
I speak
in?
the truth.